Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show that's on in the evening. This is also known as the St. Augustine This Evening Show, a.k.a. Mike Davis Show. Mike is obviously at Planning and Zoning. Amanda is saving the children in the wild of South America, so we wish her well and hurry up back to the studio because we need you, boo! But we have some incredible guests this evening. I'm so excited to talk to Bridget and Mikey Hennessy from Hennessy Events. We've got a fun trivia game that we're all going to play with each other, and I'd be remiss, everybody, if we didn't do a small golf clap and a round of applause for the one, the only Clay Blaster in studios. I love that human being. I'm so excited. Yes. So let me get through some reads real quick, and then we'll dive into this incredible conversation. I am so pumped to have some real true friends in studio. This is going to be awesome. Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine, their goal is to make your time and experience of buying a car stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by DealerRater. Bozard Ford has also won back-to-back President Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today and check out their inventory online. Go to bozardford.com. Also, our friends over at
Valencia
Dental.
Woo! I like it. Dr. Stephanie Kinsey, the founder of
Valencia
Dental.
in St. Augustine, Florida, have been practicing dentistry for over 20 years. She's dedicated to providing exceptional care in a serene, spa-like environment at
Valencia
Dental.
Nice. Dr. Kinsey's commitment to holistic dental care is evident in her emphasis on TMJ treatment. Very interesting. We're talking about that tonight. Cosmetic dentistry and sedation options to ensure patient comfort. Behind her practice, she serves as the dental director at Wildflower Clinic. How cool is that? Nonprofit in town giving subsidized healthcare benefits to so many people out there, offering vital dental services to understand the communities in St. Johns County. If you're looking for a spa-like experience and not just a chair, you got to go to
Valencia
Dental.
Nice. All right, friends. Welcome to our beloved studio. I'm so excited to see you.
I know, it's been a minute.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We really love to be here.
Pumped. And it's been a bit. I think it was like we had this discussion on pre-show. It was like 2 years since we've actually had a chance to get in the studio and talk to each other. And what's been going on in the wonderful world of Hennessy Events? First and foremost, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and what you guys celebrate.
Yeah, sure.
All right, you start us off, baby.
Bridget and Michael Hennessy with Hennessy Events. We are balloon artists. We are hosts of a micro music and arts festival. And
balloon artists. What does that mean?
So I know we're like the modern day clowns is what we say.
Yeah.
But no, we don't, make the balloon animals, everything like that. We make big balloon sculptures. So if you go to the Jags games, we do all the Jacksonville Jaguars balloons, big letters that say "Go Jags."
Yeah.
Big balloon garlands on it. We do all of the Gators balloons.
They're beautiful. I feel like they're cascading color, ombre. Like you really they're artistic installations,
it's
right?
An art
Am I saying that right?
It's we call it temporary art. So a temporary sculpture that is only available to those who see it in that short amount of time. And that's what kind of makes it beautiful to me. It's temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get people arguing that instead of calling us balloon artists, because we do get like messed up with clowns sometimes, they call us balloon architects because we're building like huge structures sometimes like cascading 60 feet up.
Yeah.
Whatnot. So
I love it.
yeah,
It's like
always
always
goes into it. Yeah,
it's always like a perfect feature, perfect entrance way, or just something that's
Big
really
statement. Big
absolutely.
statement. Yeah.
exactly.
Where did the concept come from? Where did you get this idea?
COVID, really.
No way!
Yeah. Woo! But
it.
sorry, I don't mean to say it.
No. Now we can. Now we're in the clear.
The light in the
You can
dark.
believe that.
But yeah, I quit my comfy job of 6 years and wanted to be an event planner. Had honestly no idea what I was doing. Just went for it, and then the world shut down a month later.
I love it.
And I said, what can we give people while they're celebrating at home? And everyone's obviously really scared and sad, and we brought some happiness to their doorstep by posting on Facebook saying, who wants the balloon garland? I'm on YouTube just trying to learn how to do it. We were not like official or anything like that, and word of mouth happened, and next thing you know, we were just doing balloons. Things open up. We start doing it for businesses and birthday parties, And now we're traveling the world, doing them in Amsterdam and Wales, and it's been a crazy, crazy adventure that all started here in St. Augustine.
I freaking love it. That is amazing.
Yeah, what is life?
What did she like just roll over one day and was like, babe, I really want to do this? And like, what were you thinking?
Well, for a while there, like, so she quit her job, and then everything went to crap after that.
Totally, of course,
Yeah,
of course,
and
right.
so she quit, so she didn't get the unemployment. We were too new to get the PPP loan, so
Michael was
we're
selling
kind of
lumber at
in
the lumber
limbo
yard.
there for a little bit.
I love it.
But so I was holding down the job at Manning Building Splash. Shout out to them, love those people. And they pretty much, we started doing an install, and Bridget realized that she couldn't do the install without me.
I'm like, wait a minute, I've been dropping these off on doorstops. I forgot, now I have to hang them up.
Right.
And
oh
so
my gosh,
all of
you
a
need a
sudden,
giraffe on
I'm
your
at
team.
Blue
Yeah,
Water
exactly.
Jewelers.
Go
They were my
ahead.
first
Arms.
people.
No way.
And I'm doing at Blue Water Jewelers, and I call him on his lunch break being like, baby, I need you to hang this up.
So I done a couple installs on my lunch breaks, and well, I got to eat lunch sometime. So I come home from work one day, and Bridget goes, Michael, I want you to quit your job and do balloons full time with me.
And you're like, baby, wait.
I looked at her like
I haven't
she
even
was
been paid
crazy.
like one job yet.
I was like, I looked at her, she was like crazy, but now I know
love
she was
this.
actually a genius.
I love it, but
she
that's
saw
it.
The
You got to
dream and
risk
the
for the
vision.
best for your
I
life.
knew
absolutely.
I had to be 100% in it to actually make it successful, or it just wasn't going to happen. So
We call it taking the leap. Like, you can't
Have you ever
halfway
been
do
passionate about another project in your life like this?
Never like this. Never, ever.
I almost feel like it's a calling for you. I see you guys talk about it.
Honestly.
And you're still through your skin, which means you're on the right path, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can drop something really weird for you if you want me
give
to.
it. Let's go.
So after being in Hennessy events, after it, like, you know, we were cleaning Airbnbs to make money while we were working on the balloon thing. And after 2 months, we were like fully booked. It was a dream come true. My mom calls me and she's like, I just remembered something. I said, what? She's like, remember when I went to that psychic like 7 years ago? And they talked about my brother who we lost when I was 16.
Oh, wow.
And she said, oh, there's someone trying to talk to you. And it was my brother. And the psychic says, do balloons mean anything to you? And my mom said, no, they don't. Because why would they?
Wow, how weird.
And she said, I don't know if I'm getting this right, but he says he speaks to you guys through balloons.
Oh,
and I just like lost
Where
it.
was this psychic?
Because my mom did tell
This wasn't
Medford,
Madame
New
Cleo.
Jersey.
Oh, you know it's always somebody from Jersey. Yes.
At like a restaurant. Like it wasn't a planned thing.
Oh my goodness.
But like she told me that at the time when it happened. Oh, I went to this place. And then every time they saw a balloon in the store, they're like, but we forgot about it. And then, 6, 7, 8 years later, whatever the time passed, I'm a balloon artist and I'm like we're spreading happiness. Like we're
100%.
in people's, we're
and
in people's
pioneering
happy
something
moments.
insanely incredible.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you get a lot of copycats out there, and I'm sure you get a lot of people that are trying to do, but you guys really have your own niche. You have your own lane. You really kind of you've elevated the game. Have you met other balloon artists?
Yes, we call them balloon
art-
besties.
Oh,
yeah.
talk to us.
Yeah.
So I mean, something I've learned through this is community over competition, and of course, so people like they're trying to rip off your design or whatever,
Sure.
and I'm like, that's a balloon salesman.
Yeah.
Balloon artists, they have their own lane, they have their own things. I refer people all the time when someone sends me something. I'm like, oh, this reminds me of actually these people. So we love so many people that do balloons. A lot of them aren't involved in like music festivals and camping in the middle of the Poconos in the middle of the field doing balloons.
Well, let's get with it. Yeah.
But there are some, and there's people that I love that are in the festival world I've never met in real life, but I really I just appreciate the love and light that they're literally spreading to everyone. But we're really close with like Zigzag Balloons and Kelly with Aura Events. And
Fabulous.
there's this guy, Brian, in Philadelphia that we met on the internet. So we met him for lunch when we went up to Philly, and he does like
Brian with an I or a Y?
Brian with an I.
Thank goodness.
Ah.
Okay, yeah.
We also got Jay in Atlanta, who also does some incredible
Yeah.
work.
Sweet.
So we
And
got
which-
these balloon
balloon
besties,
besties.
and no one gets it,
So one of the things that we're talking about on the bike is the secret life of trees. I'm totally taking a left turn here.
Yep.
But a tree is a tree and not a forest. And what you said so beautifully was it's not about competition.
Yeah.
It's about giving nutrients to your competition because it will always help you
Amen.
thrive. It will always help you continue to grow. And I love that. And I think that in
100%.
a collective, collaborative effort, have you guys ever partnered with other artists, like other balloon architects out there?
We've talked about it. Like, of course, like we've gone to events where like maybe they got hired inside and we're outside. We go introduce ourselves. Like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
But we talked about it for our festival. Is like the end goal would be to bring in these balloon artists, and they have their own like section because
So
it's
fun.
so
'Cause
cool.
we keep wanting to go bigger and better
Yeah.
every single year, and eventually it's going to be too big
And
for
they
us
have
to do
their own
alone, so.
style, and it's cool. It will come out differently. You know what I mean? Like it's not supposed to all be the same. And like Brian, he does popped balloon art, so now he's doing these like pictures on the wall and he pops the balloons. It's kind of like what we were doing with Love Your Mother.
Sort of like texture.
And
I like
and
that.
then he frames them and he's selling them. And I was like, that was so cool to have at our festival.
Nice.
And art is so important. The most important part is putting it out there and seeing it. And so I would love to collaborate with other people, really.
So, Mikey, what was the aha moment where you were like, yeah, we're on the right path? Like, was it the time that you booked it out and like you could live off of balloon architecture?
Let me think about it. That was a little trickier because, like, yeah, the vision has been constantly changing,
Awesome.
like, or the end goal and everything like that. Because we've had a tagline from the very beginning, like the sky is not the limit, and as long as like we are open to it and open to the change and everything like that, like we don't get locked in our ways and we can keep evolving. And I don't know, like I keep having my new aha moment every single time, and like each one's more impressive and crazy than the last.
Do you feel a pressure that you have to reinvent yourself so much in the industry of being an artist?
It feels natural, honestly.
Awesome. That's so fun.
And
it's incredible to get paid for your art, right?
Oh,
Isn't that the best
what
feeling
an honor,
ever?
honestly.
I love that. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was
so
my dream.
rewarding to like, you know, you don't have to like say the certain things or be the certain thing
Pitch
or wear a
it.
uniform. You know, you be yourself, and that's such an authentic, raw
totally.
vision. I love that.
And
I would want
you
that for anyone.
You touched on it for a second, Davey, about how like we're kind of pioneering in a way. I like to see it that way because balloons have literally been around for hundreds of years at this point. And if any media you watch, we laugh because there's balloons in
We
everything.
go balloons. They're in
They're
everything.
always in the background
every show,
somewhere.
every
Always, they're always
movie.
somewhere.
And so for something that's been around, an art form that's been around for 300 years now, they used to be made out of like pig organs and stuff. It's really weird and random.
Really?
But we're still coming up with new ways to use them and new like forms that we can, or we're still like.
I'm glad you picked that up.
Abstracting more
Because
out
I
of them.
know that you guys are eco-sensitive, and I know that the balloons sometimes have a bad rap on this.
Of course,
Can you
yeah.
talk a little bit about how you source your balloons and like what they look like?
Sure. So I think the biggest thing to say is balloons are not plastic.
Mm.
You know, so like the latex balloons are rubber. They
Okay.
are biodegradable.
And they're tapped out of trees just like maple syrup is. So
Really?
the latex comes straight out of
And
a
of course,
tree.
there are some balloons that like foil balloons or they could be the plastic stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we mostly lean into latex balloons. We get it from Tough Tex. They're based in Ohio, so they have their whole system of how they use like safe chemicals to make the balloons.
Have you been to like the
colorful.
warehouse?
I want to go on a tour. I think that would be so
God, you need
cool,
to.
right?
They
I
need to
totally-
feature you as like the influencer. Like,
well,
seriously.
they just sponsored us, and we did like this big sun. Did you
Cool.
see that?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they mailed us all their balloons, and we went to Clay Theater. We love Clay Theater, and they gave us their
What
space.
a space, right?
Oh my gosh,
Clay
I
Theater
love
is a
it.
gem,
Their
you guys.
staff,
Book
their
a
thing.
rewind
Yeah.
and redo our wedding. That's
We always
definitely
talk about
Honestly,
Clay
it's
Theater.
so swanky. I love that space.
Yeah, I want to live there.
Yeah, all of our like wedding mafia booths always do like Brittany and Shannon and all
Yeah,
of them.
all my
Mafia
girlies.
booths, I love
Oh
it.
yes, I love all my girlies.
Yes.
Can't wait to see them soon. So being an artist is amazing and everything, but there's also like personal challenges, I'm sure, that affect your art. Mikey, can you take the mic and talk a little bit about like how has that changed the face of Hennessy events this year?
Yeah, so we did our first year at OO, our music festival, which at this point is our pride and joy. We give everything to that, and it was after that we come to the conclusion and decided to take a DNA test, and that's when I found out the man that raised me my whole life wasn't my actual father.
No way.
Yeah, so that
Whoa, heavy, bro. Like
Yeah.
for real. You were like, okay.
I'm gonna focus on the good stuff.
Yeah,
of the story. I'm gonna focus on the good stuff.
It's got to be
Yeah.
hard to
Well,
like,
it
you know.
was really
course.
hard, but like there's just so much beauty that has really come out of this. You
I
know,
love that.
there really has. Because then after that, the next 6 months, we really went on a journey trying to really find my real father, and it was so much fun. We felt like little detectives online.
Kinda, yeah.
My
looking up
dad is like
everything.
a Ancestry.com
Yeah.
side hobby, but like low
Oh,
key
I love it.
amazing
Yeah,
at it.
so
I love that
crazy.
private detectives get paid like $250,000 a year, and like we can do it for free.
He
Yeah.
could, Matt could easily do it. Bridget's father,
Oh
he
my
could
God.
easily. I tell
Yeah.
him all the time, he could just do Ancestry.com and make an absolute
amazing.
killing.
Oh,
doing
that's
it.
amazing.
But so we were able to find stuff from great uncles, all this, like all over. And
Did
eventually,
you guys document this journey?
We
kinda.
tried,
We
and
got
it was
lots
so
of, like,
funny.
Print-offs, and I got
I mean,
them in
this
a
is
folder.
insanely incredible. Though.
It really
like, to
is.
see you like knocking on a door and be like, "Hi, can we have a chat?"
It was
Like,
unbelievable. It was like an outer body experience, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Honestly, yeah. But was it also cathartic for you too, like rewarding and?
Oh, it was unreasonably rewarding for me because, like,
God bless you.
when I actually found out who my father was, it was like a huge shake, even more than the original shake, because everything in my life kind of made sense at that point. Because when I found out who my dad was, we found articles and articles. It was absolutely incredible. Like, found out that he's one of, like, an article listed him as one of the greatest Green Berets that's ever walked the earth or something like that.
Dude, really?
Yeah, and he's got like 3 Bronze Stars, a Medal of Valor, and I'm like seeing all this like on printouts that Bridget's dad
And I'm
gives me.
seeing this in you.
Exactly,
which
so
is incredible.
So I joined the Marine Corps straight out of high school.
Right, I know this.
And so I had the Call of Duty. I had no idea where that came from, but it's like literally like embedded into my bones.
Mikey, I have chills. This
And
is incredible.
it is it was so incredible, and like. It took us like a little while to actually reach out to him because we're like, how do we reach out to somebody who's like
like you don't want to make it awkward,
Wait,
right?
also he has a lot of followers on YouTube, so we were nervous that like, how do you reach out to someone without them thinking like you want something from them? Like, I didn't know there's such thing as army famous, kind of.
Right, yeah, there is.
And there
He's
is.
military
So he's military famous,
thing,
and
yeah.
so
My dad was too. Absolutely, 37
it was scary.
Years, yeah.
Like we didn't want to like shake things up. He has a family. Like we just weren't sure. We found out he has a brother and a sister, and we were just like trying to be careful. So we were
once
nervous.
you open up Pandora's box.
Yeah.
So I like that you took your time on this narrative and you made sure that you
try to
were,
be
like,
respectful.
Right,
And,
that's
you
so
know.
smart.
On that too, like when I found everything out, I enrolled in therapy like any sane person should. Therapy is the best.
God bless you.
Recommend it
Yes.
to everybody.
Get it.
And so my therapist saw me like pretty much growing through the whole thing, and at the end, that was my last session. He goes, "I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to do. You're going to reach out to him through your business to his business and say you want to collab on something, and that's going to be your foot in the door." And that's exactly what we did.
Well,
Bridget
mind you,
reached
we
out
were
to Hennessy
nervous.
Events.
We were nervous, so we didn't do it right away.
Okay.
And then when we threw the second
Yeah, the
Ew
second
festival, we felt like unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like you feel good after something like that. And I was
Sophomore release is always the hardest
and
one.
like
yeah.
after months and months going, how are we ever going to do this? I was just like, oh, I'm going right now. I'm emailing right now. Like I didn't even think about it ever again. I just sent it, and he emailed us back within like 3 minutes.
Like
What was
punctual
that?
army guy, like coming
Yeah,
real
yeah,
fast.
yeah. Like everything was proper and like spaced out great.
Yeah,
So
honor,
what was it
encouragement.
like? What was he gruff? What was he?
Well, he's
You know Corky Bells?
yeah.
Okay, shout out to Corky
Yeah,
Bells.
Hey, I love a Corky
We
Bell.
love
Like, Gator
Corky
Tail's
Bell.
We
amazing.
ended up meeting him at Corky Bells for the first
Well, tell
time
him
because for the
why.
past, I think, 12, 13, 14 years, he's been going to Palaca 2 times a year.
He lives in
to
Kentucky.
teach jump school in Palaca. They jump out of airplanes 2 times a year. And it was like, that's right down the road from me.
All right, off camera, I want to know the name because I think we interviewed him. I'm not kidding you.
Carl Erickson.
Oh my God!
Are you
Oh my
kidding?
God.
Davey!
Oh my God. Google. He was on their
You
show.
knew my dad before I knew my dad.
I'm
That's
dad.
incredible.
He looks just like him.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that is so right. That's incredible.
Baby.
Oh my, I'm a mess.
I knew-
This is a mess.
My body. Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
We got to do a follow-up interview. We get Carl in here. We get all
Yeah,
talk
we
about it.
will. We'll do a
We
follow-up.
need to do that. That's amazing. Oh my God. So talk about Hennessy events this year and talk about like some really cool installations that you guys have done.
Sure.
You're like, I'm gonna pivot again.
Honestly, we love every single installation we do. We give every single one of them.
We really do,
Our heart and soul
yeah.
into
Yeah.
them. But one of my personal favorites this year, we did a giant metallic balloon tunnel, and one thing we like to do is get more out of our art than just like
Yeah.
something pretty to look at. So it's just like almost like an immersion tunnel. You're
Yeah.
walking through it, and it's just like a huge,
The
beautiful
lights
thing.
can
The
change
light
it.
and everything would like reflects off all the metallics.
And also, we're trying to like launch the tunnel concept, right? So we got this tunnel job. We designed it a
I'm
while
thinking metallic.
ago.
I'm thinking like light reflecting off. and-
Silver,
okay.
Yeah, they're
all
all
silver
silvers.
chrome.
We
You
can-
can
we'll
walk
show 'em
through
too.
it. And so after we did that, I was really excited because then hopefully other people see it and they want us to do it. And it's never always the same. We can make the tunnels go any way they want.
Yeah.
So we were lucky enough to get hired for another one. So we've done them twice now,
And that's the art council of Jacksonville hired us for the
Oh,
second one.
very
So
which
it's
is an
nice.
very,
honor,
very
you know, to
cool.
have our
So
stuff.
what do you do to get into those kind of giant organizations? You have to audition. Like, how does that
Well,
work?
that one there was a grant proposal, and there we all applied for the grant, and we didn't get it, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
But I think whoever they hired to put on their event hired us to do it, and
Oh, sweet.
It felt
So
very
actually-
kismet to meet
so
them
we
and be
got to
like,
put
we
our art
applied.
directly front and center in their face. So maybe next time they do their
Cross
grants,
our
they-
yeah,
fingers.
no, no, no. Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
we zapped them.
So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So the tunnel thing, I'm hearing this like a theme. Like this is like a new. Is this a nuance? A different
Right. Like
facet?
I just love the idea of like, I loved what we used to do of like, you know, a baby shower garland, like a
Mm.
little one, but now we do these like concepts.
I love these.
So we design them, we draw them. We don't do like the fancy schmancy mock-up, like 3D print stuff.
Right.
We literally are just here with like our colored pencils, and we like send it to people. And luckily, I guess through reputation and whatnot, they just trust that it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
And so
speaking of baby showers, another install that we liked quite a bit, another facet, is we did an entire balloon ceiling across the ceiling in all blue and pink balloons. It was for a gender reveal, actually.
Right.
Was it really? So
Yeah.
tell me, how did this roll? Like, how do you get the reveal out of pink and blue?
Well, so this was actually for Trevor and Melissa Lawrence.
No way.
So-
God bless that, you poor guys.
yeah,
That-
so
that's
I
really
know.
good.
But
God
we
sakes.
what they did, I think they poured like chocolate syrup, and it was blue or pink.
Oh, that's
on ice cream. So
that's
whatever
cool.
color
Okay,
came out,
okay.
yeah.
So
But,
they
but
kept
like
it kosher.
the concept of the whole
chalk
like.
cannons blowing up and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
But I
they go
love
pretty big over there.
I love that install because it was the whole ceiling. Like it wasn't just it was the whole thing. So that's another one that like, can we get people to want that concept at their event rather than just, oh, I want this balloon garden right here. It's like, what about the ceiling concept or the tunnel concept or the sun concept? I like really making it a sculpture and people seeing it that way.
Yeah.
We also like people to come up with other concepts, and then we can put our artistic spin.
I was going to
and
ask
bring
you,
them
like,
to
what if
life.
somebody comes at you and, like, I want, baby shark, like do you take their concept and kind of remix it from there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Because I like that you put your own spin on it.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's sometimes
being-
people are like, well, da, 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 and we're like, well, just wait till it's done.
Yeah.
And then they're always like, this is better than I could have ever imagined.
So how do you guys make sure that you keep artistic integrity and not get overwhelmed with so many projects? You know what I mean?
Oof.
Sometimes do you ever
That was a
say
good
like,
question.
can we just space it out a little bit? Like how
the
do you
burnout
Yeah.
is real. It's so real.
talk to me
and
about this? What do you do?
You have to learn how to say no. And
Yeah.
we couldn't say no at first. Of course, when you first start, you have to hustle, say yes to every job. And now if I spread myself too thin, I can't do what he said, which is we want to honor our clients by giving them our all with every single install and not feel rushed. And then we go to the next one, or I'm not communicating well via email and they're feeling like I'm not caring about their project as if
True.
it's like just another thing. It's really important. So sometimes I just tell Mikey, like, I'm putting an away message on my emails and I'm just not booking right now. And
Yeah.
I have to just take a break or set a high minimum to say like, okay, well, I can't pass that up. But luckily, this year we've been doing so many more corporations rather than, and I say luckily because it's when you work for corporations that use you over and over, you gain their trust. They understand that you got it. Like
And
they don't need
they
to
know it's gonna be
babysit you. They know
amazing.
it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
So
And
I
just
just
that
haven't.
alone takes so much of the burden off.
Like,
you
we
know?
love the Florida Gators. We love them so much. We love working with them because they, after doing one job with them, now we go to the room by ourselves. We get the flow and not feel like people looking over our shoulders, and it comes out better.
That's got to be annoying.
It's bad
right?
sometimes. It's really bad
I
sometimes.
get it. Some Karens are out there.
And
It's
or if they're
true,
not
yeah.
saying anything,
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, do they not like it? And then at the end, they're like, I love it. But the whole entire time, I'm thinking, like, why aren't they saying anything?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or when they say, that's neat. My sculptures aren't neat.
Yeah. So, but I really do feel like we have gotten just like the best clients. And I don't mean to just say
Yeah.
that. Like, I'm so happy with where we're at right now
Can
and
you
not
guys,
getting burnt out.
can you talk about going across the pond with this idea?
Mm.
Like you were in Europe a
Yeah.
bunch of times, right? For
Yeah.
this? Talk about the first one. What was that like? I would be through my skin to be an artist outside of the United States. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we started on a little UK tour. So
Okay.
there was a wedding just outside of London that we did, and it was in a castle. It was
Fernham Castle,
Fernham
yeah.
Castle.
Dude, what was that
Absolutely
like?
Michael is a
beautiful.
castle
I
guy.
would live in a castle. That's all I
That's all I want. Just a castle. It's fine.
I want to live in a castle so bad. Like,
Yes.
so bad. Yeah. Even
Let's
the
do
pink
it.
castle, like, right before the Volano Bridge, I'm like, I'll take that
I can
one.
at least make you a balloon castle, okay?
That'd be so
Anything for you.
But it can never deflate. It needs to stay up always.
True.
Erect.
So Farnham was amazing, but right after that, shortly after that, we actually went to Conway, Wales, and they have the city walls that go around the entire city. It's a beautiful, magical city.
Whoa.
And so we did it on the side of this castle, overlooking the walls. It was absolutely stunning. But it was funny when we were in Wales. I kept turning to Bridget, like, what is about this place? It's like magical.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm feeling drawn to it.
And Wales,
So-
like Conway you're really in the middle of nowhere. Like
Yeah.
if you go there, you can't just like casually go somewhere else. Like we lived there, he showed me real estate. I
was
want to
looking
live
up
here,
castles
Bridget.
for sale. I was
Like,
like, "Babe,
ready.
this castle's
Yeah.
not even
Just
expensive."
get some crimpets. Yeah.
I'm like, he's loving it here. And it was great there. It was. But
So listen to this. So when I got the DNA test back, I find out I'm not Irish. I'm actually Welsh.
No.
And the motherland was calling me back. It was
Absolutely.
like, come back,
it was
baby.
a centrifugal force.
Yeah,
and
I was
Literally,
like, this place is magical.
literally.
I don't understand. I love it here.
Yeah.
I love that.
But we were cracking up. We're like the big shock. I'm not Irish.
I know. I thought for sure, right? The coloring, everything. Irish. No, I love it. So how was it for you? How was the adventure for you?
Well, it was incredible because not only did we get to, I mean, I was like emailing businesses just nonstop.
Are you packing balloons or balloons being shipped to you?
I shipped them, I packed them, I did all the
everything.
things, and
Funny
bring
thing
the balloon
about
pop.
packing balloons, if you go through security checkpoint,
Yeah, tell me.
it comes up in like the X-ray, almost like plastic explosives.
Oh,
so
no.
they're like, "What do you got in here?" Like cutting open
Like,
all of our
just-
stuff.
yeah,
I was like,
like-
"It's just balloons."
They're like, okay, what are you
They're
guys
not even condoms.
doing?
It's not very cool, I promise.
Yeah, so it's really funny, but there's two girls that I've become so extremely close with via Instagram. One lives in England and one lives in Paris. So
Fantastic.
yeah, and I've been friends with them for over like maybe 7 or 8 years now.
Love it.
So we got to stay with Maddie's family.
How nice.
And do balloons at their house, and it was
love
so
this.
sweet, and we got to like get the whole experience.
Traditional
And then
English dinner.
we flew to Paris. Not first time ever meeting her in person.
Oh my goodness.
My French girlfriend Laura, I love her so much,
Wow.
and we did balloons like at like pretty much a sandwich shop like down the road from her,
How
and
fun.
it was just so fun. And it was and then we went to Amsterdam. We met this foreign exchange student named Dwight at Okeechobee Music Festival in Florida, and we said, can we come to Amsterdam?
So fun.
And we exchanged like a 5-night stay at a hotel for us to do balloons in their lobby just because they liked it.
Yeah, it was a nice hotel too.
I'm from New York City, so like I get the cadence of a city, but Amsterdam was eye-opening for me.
I love it.
Life changing.
I thought I was going to
Favorite
be
place in the world.
run over and eaten alive by a bike. Like there are so many
The
bicycles.
bike lanes are bigger than the car
than the
lanes.
actual car
Have you
lanes.
heard a
Yeah.
tire pop before? Because we
Oh
like
my
threw
gosh.
ourselves on the ground and everyone's like, oh, are you American?
Yeah.
Sounds like a bomb going off.
Yeah, I was like
Right.
shaking. I was like, But Amsterdam, everyone's so happy and artsy.
So happy,
and like,
yeah.
honestly, like seeing young families too, like people our age that have kids be so happy
Yeah.
and like eating lunch. Like, I don't know. I can't explain. Like picnics everywhere. It just seemed
The red
like
light district was relaxing.
Yeah.
I had a wonderful time. I thought it was fun.
Same.
Yeah.
Literally
That was
same.
actually
It's like
cool.
Amsterdam's like a hub for like the electronic music that me and Bridget are into.
Yes.
So we got to really experience that, and we got to learn a lot, and like it really like inspired
Yeah.
us for when we came back here, because like
they
yeah,
got it
that's-
going on there.
Yeah, one
There
of my
is-
favorite raves I've ever been to in my life was in
Oh.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
There is
Absolutely
nothing
beautiful.
more than I love to talk. Absolutely, I adore electronic dance music. I love it. It gives me adrenaline. I mean, you've been to my spin classes. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I literally have to be a part-time DJ just to, and I love
Yes.
to learn about them all. So let's segue.
Shiny disco balls.
Oh man, yes.
We still, yeah, we reference that
Love
all
it.
the time.
So good. Electronic. So yeah, Ooh. Let's talk about Ooh Festival.
Ew.
Where did this come from? I love the name. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
so kitschy. It's so
Electric
fabulous.
Winter Wonderland.
Okay.
Actually, when we made that name, it was Electric Winter Wonderland. And then I got tired of writing it out, so I put ew. And I said, oh no, Mikey. I'm like, it says ew.
It's so good.
And I
And then he
said,
looked at me and
it's
he
like
goes,
brat. It's so
Ew.
good.
he goes,
Exactly.
ew. And then both of us were like, ew.
It's so good,
And it's,
yeah.
now everyone screams ew at us everywhere we go. It's so funny.
Now it's like the main branding you can see on the back of our shirts. This slimy.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
it.
we got like our little
Ew.
corgi. That's
So-
that's actually our dog.
I know.
And
And-
it's funny because it is supposed to be gross, but like our festival's like super clean and tidy, and
Yeah.
Jess is all cozy.
Ew,
and
that beat is
comfy.
nasty.
I love the juxtaposition. That's great. So so how many years have you guys been doing this, and where did the concept kind of come from?
So this is going to be our third OO this coming January. Official OO. We actually did a pilot the year prior. I think you actually stopped by that one for a little bit. We had Dixon's violin in the car.
Yes,
for it.
so good.
But I don't want to
so-
call that up. Like we say, it's a pilot, but
pilot.
we did not know the festival was going to happen. We did that under a carport with 30 of us. With Dixon's
dream is
violin,
alive, yeah.
and we
Exactly.
called
Well,
that
everything starts
Electric
somewhere.
Winter Wonderland. And then we're like, well, what if we just take that name and make it a big event?
Yeah,
You know, it wasn't like, oh, let's just do this now and then do the festival next year. Like it just flowed.
Yeah. So your love for electronic dance music, has it always been there? Is that a common ground that you guys have always shared, or is that something that's
Well,
evolved?
I started listening to it like back in 2010 or so. I was
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
I was in the dubstep.
Yes!
And so
I love it.
so when I finally met Bridget, like I started showing her some dubstep, and she was a big fan. So
I didn't like electronic music.
We didn't really listen to it too much.
No,
but
well,
then,
there's so many different types.
I didn't know that really, so I was mostly listening to dubstep, and I was feeling really anxious, and I didn't like it. Or I would hear house music, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I would think it was boring and repetitive, and I just like didn't understand it. And now that I understand it, and when I say that, it's because it's actually science. Like electronic music is not just a random thing to throw.
No,
into
and it gets such a crappy rap. I'm
It
sorry,
does.
especially down here because people just don't understand
I
it. When they don't
know.
understand that they fear it, then they push it
I
away.
know.
But there's such an art to it, and there's so many different layers to it, and just so many
Right.
different genres.
Well, like house music.
Ugh,
So
don't get
the
me
beats
started.
the beats per minute for house music,
Uh-huh.
it replicates your mother's heart when you're in the womb.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
kids actually fall
Simulates
asleep.
the
tickles
cerebellum
ya.
back there.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's sometimes we'll be playing, and little kids will be running around all crazy, and all of a sudden they'll go and just lay down and take a nap, and the mom comes
'Cause
over and
it's
is
just
like, what
kinda-
music is this?
House
Like,
baby.
what's
It
going
just
on?
kind of
House
holds
baby.
you.
If you're
in your-
able, yeah, it holds you.
House
if you're
is
able
my
to
home.
sink in.
Home is where the house is.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
home
get
is
all
where
warm
the
and
house
cozy
is.
and fuzzy on the inside.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love it. And trap music is obviously a major thing, especially in like the South Louisiana kind of rave
Right.
too. I had the privilege of learning about electronic dance music in Detroit.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's some
I
good
mean,
stuff. Grizz comes from
literally-
Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah.
skipping like swim practice and just going to raves was just insane, amazing. Like these abandoned warehouses in Detroit. And Detroit was like a POS. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing going. It was like so junky, but like the music was insane. It was one spotlight, and just like you can feel the heat from all the bodies. It was just insane, awesome. And
It's
I just
beautiful too because
Oh, yeah.
I think about how
It's
like you're on the
freeing.
dance floor and like no one's talking and we're just letting it out.
Just let it
You could be
out.
dancing next to a firefighter, next to a doctor, next to
Right.
a balloon artist. Like
From
you
all
never
walks of
know.
life.
It's
All
all walks
walks,
of life,
really.
and we're sharing that moment together. It really is beautiful.
It is. And is that the concept of OO? Is that you're bringing together these different DJs in different genres to kind of
so
just show people?
our genres are all across the board. Even during the
have
daytime, we'll do like
bands,
psychedelic
too.
rock bands.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, the real goal for OO is like we want to inspire as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Because when people come into OO, they can come have an amazing time and leave feeling inspired. Then we like to imagine like they go out into the world and then they go and inspire people. It almost creates like a rippling effect through the universe.
I love it when people find it for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh.
mean? And you can kind of see like that third eye kind of
Balloons
awaken.
did it for
Yeah.
me.
Right.
For real.
Yeah. And sometimes electronic dance music just kind of opens up that like cadence of people that they forget.
Yeah,
Like,
and like I hope everyone realizes this. We are all artists.
yeah.
I don't care what you do or what you're
Everybody.
thinking.
Yes.
You're an artist, you know, and we're meant to be creating art. And it doesn't have to be like even visual art. You know what I mean? And you could be a chef, you could be a builder, you know, you could be doing interviews, like you're creating.
I could be on a bike that goes nowhere and everywhere at the same time.
A
What you
million
do is art.
percent.
What
A
you do is
million
art.
percent.
Oh, thank you so much.
And,
It is
you, and
absolutely,
people,
I love it.
they feel inspired when they leave the room
Yeah,
to be
exactly.
better. you
Changing
know?
people's lives. I think that's an amazing thing.
One
about
of the biggest things that like moved me and that keeps me going, because I'm not gonna lie, this is hard.
Yeah, I believe it.
Doing EW is not anything that I thought it was gonna be. It is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
So talk about it. What's challenging?
You know, being a leader of something and feeling like sometimes you could be the bad guy because you're not everyone could be happy with you, or you can't.
Gotta say that power and no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saying no, or like, you know, my team is so important to me, and sometimes, you know, we can't have certain people on a team or something like that, and it's always like we have to be the people that make these decisions.
Right.
Coordinating so many different characters, and it has made me a better person, because I used to be like pretty stubborn,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, all of us are characters.
You're a
and
little bit more water. Yeah.
we work differently,
Yeah.
and it's like it's really cool now, because I'm like, oh, this is how their brain works, and this is what makes them really good at what they do.
Yeah.
And I have to trust that, and it's like delegating and letting go of some stuff and like letting people do it. Also just coordinating, and
I used to think like communication is the key. No, that's BS. It's comprehension is the key.
Oh my
right?
God.
Like, you know, if you,
it's so tough. It really
Yeah.
is tough. It's like, I mean, we have over like 100 hands in this.
Yeah.
You know, like Brittany Jones and
Oh,
Shannon.
love B. Jones.
They help
She's a
me,
queen bee.
They help me so much. There's so many small businesses in St. Augustine that really help us. We have Betty Bougie, who's a balloon artist and like
Cool.
a prop in Jacksonville, and they do the most incredible stuff, and they're so sweet. And when I say that, like, we don't have any sponsors for EW, because we really don't advertise it. We try to do word of mouth. We keep
God,
it small.
I love that.
We want to
that's a
keep it small
great
and
concept.
curated. Like it's
I'm
a micro.
so tired of the business of an event. You know what I mean? Like it's exhausting.
Totally. I want the
You
right
have
people
no
there.
idea how hard that is.
I want people that get. I'm not just gonna try to sell tickets and like pitch it. It's
That's
like
amazing.
get it. You know.
I
And
love that.
That also makes our crowd really sweet people, and like I love our police department because they're a part of it. You know, and like we hire them to be there. And it is like there's the stigma of like music and art festivals and all this, but like everyone's like so friendly and they're so sweet. And I think I know almost like every single person that attends.
There is nothing more than a welcoming environment than at a rave.
Yeah,
Honestly, people are there for the word love, and there is no judgment. There is no fear.
Yeah.
You literally are celebrating.
And like
humans.
trying to be as safe as possible while doing these
True,
things. And that's
yeah.
with anything.
You can get some creepos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. And there's a dark side to like anything, like whatever genre of music, whether it's country or pop or whatever it is, like there's gonna be that. So it's really cool that we have a team that takes such pride in our work and the safety of others and just love, really.
So what's the journey of selecting acts?
Well, so a quick point to that is a lot of times people curate these events by just putting the music on for them, We're trying to curate from the whole entire thing from point A to point Z. And that even comes down to curating the people that are going to be there. So we've done a really good job. Like Bridget said, we know almost every single person that's going to be going there. And we can't wait to see the new faces that are going to be this year because like that's like the beauty and we're going to go zap them.
And it's funny because obviously with like big festivals, they'll announce their lineup like months and months and months in advance. And they have the biggest names and all this stuff. And I feel like we're very non-traditional because sometimes I'm like, I don't even know who I'm going to have yet. And it's like a month out or something. Yeah. Because we don't necessarily reach out to random people. Like we just meet them in real life. Like we'll go to a festival and we'll run into this guy. We went to Mexico and met our headliner from last year, Rohan. He's based in Manchester, UK. Cool. He blew me away. Somehow we connect again in Orlando and I'm like, I want you to be my headliner. And it was a dream come true because it was meant to be. And then he was a friend and he was a good person. And I felt so much better than like hiring a random big name. And what if they come here and they don't even care about the festival? They're just getting the buck. They're flying in, they're flying out. I was like, how cool is it if we can get every artist that's there? It's like your favorite artist's favorite festival. They want to go there and they want to meet people. They want to get inspired and they want to just enjoy it.
So do we have local DJs that you guys would feature there too?
Oh, yeah.
Who do we have?
First off, both of us.
Yes, that's awesome.
But yeah, the majority of our team, they almost all of them mix, and
they're incredible.
We have so many
Satellite Frank,
artists.
Evan Cavallini, Sasha
Evan,
Bloom.
oh my God, he's amazing.
He's incredible. What a man.
Totally has studied. He's such a professional. I love it.
Oh
he's so good. Yeah,
we love Evan so much, and he's our stage manager as well.
Fantastic.
So he's just someone that you can trust with anything. He's a very good person.
Always been a fan of his sets. Anytime he's up, he's always amazing.
Oh yeah,
that's great.
He's incredible. I'm not sure if I said Satellite Frank, Joshua Watts,
Impression,
Star Sticker Boy,
cool,
Jessica. I mean, I could go on.
I love
just
all
the
this.
local team. Like that's not even the artists we're reaching out to pull in because we like
Tommy Neurotic.
We like to bring in artists from all over the country, sometimes all over the world.
Yeah,
but not just like actual like the actual music part of the artist. You also have a sound artist, a part of your team, and which we love very much, which is Clay. Hello, sir.
Woo, Clay.
Clay.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Clay. I don't know how to put into words what Clay does for Ew. I can't.
Amazing human
I have
being,
no
yes.
idea. And meeting him was just so aligned because Amici's Italian restaurant, I have to shout them out.
Oh,
I have
love
to.
Freddie and Jen
support the crap out of us
Love
and
them.
out of Ew. And they know what it's like to just like be a dreamer and to just like really struggle to build this thing, but they believe in it. So they let us host shows there sometimes and at the Milano Room, and
fantastic.
they're so sweet.
Great space.
So that's how I met Clay. It's like Clay came in as a hired person for sound, and it was funny because he's like, so what kind of music is tonight? And we're like, do you like listen to house music? And he's like, what?
I love it. Yeah.
Comes back in with a bucket hat on, and we're like, okay, we love this guy.
I love that dude.
So yeah, he works his tail off. He actually runs like one of our entire rooms. It's called Fantasy Island.
No
and
way.
that is Clay's
we're gonna
room.
be pushing Clay this year.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
He's a light tech for us, and that's the real fun stuff. Just going at it. Yeah,
that's cool.
But
so there is a lighting
hard.
element to it. I was gonna ask you that.
Huge lighting.
Oh yeah.
element.
Okay,
That's
nice.
a number one thing for sure.
Yeah. So Clay, what's it like to be a part of the OO Festival?
Well, yeah, like they were saying, and I got the click cam working. So, yeah, they were saying like I met them just as like a hire, oh, this is just another gig or whatever. And I walk in and it's like they're saying it's like house music and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been looking for an EDM scene around here, and I didn't know of anything like that. So it was awesome. And then I was like, how can I be involved in this in the future? And they're like, hey, we need lights and blah blah blah. And so I rounded up some truss and lights, and just have been getting more into that. In any way that I can be a part of this, I have wanted to participate. So even if it's not sound or something, I'll go run lights like we just did at the Milano Room, and I'll pull up some video here soon of that. But yeah, it's great, and it's such a, like they were saying, a very like connected vibe community. It's nothing fake about it. It's just such a family, and I love being part of it.
So Clay, when you do the lighting design of all of that, do you have to look at the sets first? Is there like a technical rehearsal that you look at to like know where your strobes are going to be, or like different things like that? Or is this more of an organic process that you just kind of watch it live and be your own DJ essentially?
Yeah, so for me, there is those programs where you can pre-record it all and have it syncopated, but I've been getting into how do I like do this like a live feel and like an instrument, because I like being interactive. I don't like anything being stagnant too much. So I like the last show we just did at Amici's, I hooked up a MIDI keyboard, and I had everything. I was able to rock out the strobes
Oh my
along
God.
with the music. You know what I mean? So it's like I want to be a part of it, and even if it's I get a guy to run it for me, I have everything programmed to be interactive.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know the
lighting
depth of
changes
that.
everything.
Yeah.
Like that's my biggest advice to someone. If you like, say you have like a really low budget and you want to throw a rave or even like a birthday party, whatever it is, like if you just change the lighting, turn the lights off, get some up lights and stuff,
That's
it
it.
changes everything.
It
And that's what
does.
it used to be. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure when you went to Detroit, it wasn't fancy schmancy balloons
Just the
everywhere.
light.
No.
It's just one like some
Yeah.
lights, and Amsterdam kind of
It was
brought
so
us back to
warehouse,
that, because
yeah.
that's what Amsterdam does. It's like we don't need this big fancy screen behind me. Like listen,
We just want to jam.
check in with us.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Oh, so good. I love all of this. So when is the next OO Festival?
It's going to be January 17th and 18th.
Two
This is going
days
to be our
this
first time doing 2
year.
days instead of just one.
So we're
St. John's
calling,
County Fairgrounds.
St.
I
John's
think?
and
Okay.
we
Fairgrounds,
love them so much. It's so funny, honestly, like going there and walking with the Parks and Rec there.
I mean, look what they do. Gamble
Like-
Rogers Festival, and now they have OO. I mean, like they really are all
and
the different spectrums.
it's when we first did it, like really when I think of OO, like I don't think of it as like an electronic music festival like in that scale at all. I think of it as a micro music and arts festival, and I want it to be like
Wow.
it's like you're looking at art and you're in our balloon wonderland in 2 warehouse spaces,
Yeah.
and there's music, but like I really am trying to shift that it's not just about the DJ.
Yeah.
And that's what it's become. It's like it used to be a dance party and you're not even looking at the DJ. And now everyone's like looking and they're on their phones. And I really am trying to create an environment where it's like, no, we're all in this together.
Meeting
and like
people where
my
they're at.
light guy, we got Party Solution in with this LED like dance floor. That's so sick.
Nice.
We have a shuffle team that come out and they like practice months on end for like a performance.
We have a
Dude.
It's a whole
sandcastle
thing,
guy
you
that
know.
comes and does like a 12-foot sandcastle.
I love all of
Calling
this.
the
Incredible.
county. Oh my gosh. We said, hey, we're wondering if we can bring an entire truckload of sand and dump it at the fairgrounds. We want to
I
build
was
a
like,
sand.
"Are you gonna
We
damage
want
the
to build a
grass?"
sandcastle, and they thought, oh my gosh, we were just gonna buy sand. We would love some
Oh,
sand.
so it was perfect.
Perfect.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. Oh, that's
so
perfect.
it was so funny. So when they go to get the sand, it's like this giant Alice in Wonderland sculpture,
Like a
and
caterpillar.
They're gonna
yeah,
like,
and
mess
they
it up.
loved it. They loved it. They kept it up for months.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, that's
yeah.
awesome. I love that.
But yeah, they
I love
kept.
that you're giving artists an opportunity to really have a platform to stand on.
We're
which is
honored to
amazing.
have them.
Yeah.
We really are, and it is tough. That's another part that's hard for me to like ask people to be like, hey, like, do you want to do this? Like, we don't even have a budget for this. Do you believe in this enough that when we do have a budget, you'll be the first person to like win with us? And people are like, well, I feel the same way about my art. Like, I wanted my art to be a part of this, and we keep going together, and it's beautiful. So like, live painters will come and they can set up wherever, like, you know,
Cool.
all around. Like, we really this year we're going to focus on outside. So we're doing the night before OO.
Okay.
And that's the pre-party, and it's going to be more out in like the campground area. And so
Nice.
we'll have the sand sculpture, and we'll have an outdoor stage, and we're really just trying to like expand and grow without it being like, I don't want 10,000 people. That's not the goal. Like the goal would be like 250 people, 300 people, like whatever it is. It's not about that.
But
It's
having
about
an ultimate experience. All
an
of that.
ultimate experience. And like, you know, if our ticket is $100, I know that's a lot of money to people. I know that. But think about if you save up a little bit, right, and you get that ticket, what that's going to bring to you.
Sure.
And I truly believe that, like,
and the opportunities you're giving artists to have a platform to stand on, that's really what you should drive home. I think that's amazing. I've been a street artist for years, and to be able to go to a festival just to put up one piece of artwork is like.
And we've been there too. Like, we get hired by Halloween Festival,
Right,
Dirty Bird.
yeah,
We get hired by big ones now, but we like. For our local scene, we'll go out and do free balloons at like any show that we are able to.
I know you do this,
and we do that, and it's like, you know, and then I have to remind myself, people want to do that too for us, you know, and it is like a cycle of like, we're just trying to share this moment together, and it's like one big slumber party with these artists. It's so cool. It's so cool.
You touched on a really good point there. You said it was like a platform for artists. And it really is like this beautiful platform that me and Bridget have created. And that's why it's like so important for us. And we like protect it with our lives.
True.
It's our baby.
It's our baby. And like, it's really important to us that like the only people we're lifting up with that platform are actually really good people, because we believe that that'll help. Good intentions help put out good karma into the world through that.
That is amazing.
We had our first UA meeting, and I was sitting there looking at everyone, and I felt so silly because I like had tears in my eyes, and I just thought, like, everyone here are just so incredible. Like, this team.
You are incredible. I'm getting choked up looking at how beautiful this is.
It's just, I'm sitting here, and it's hard because I try to get some of my friends to go, and they think it's just, oh, well, you guys are always doing festivals. You're always doing this. I'm like, no. We created this. Like, this is something that, like, Brittany Jones, who's like, what, the most badass wedding planner I've ever met in my life.
Your mouth of God's
and she's over here sending her girls out to help me, and like doesn't ask for a single thing, and like I'm just like, I'm blown away by it, and it's like it's a dream.
Yep.
And I try to tell people, I'm like my friend was like, oh my God, I told everyone, you have to go to my friend's festival, and I go, this is our festival. Like, you helped me so much. Like, we couldn't do anything without the team.
It's literally
it's a village. It's our village.
Put something on this. Like this, so.
So where do you see it going? What's like a pipe dream?
We
for
have
you?
two different answers for that.
Okay, let's go.
Well, like I said earlier, like we just let it kind of, the goal kind of present itself and change as we grow. But yeah, like we can, each year we expand the experience, we upgrade it in more ways than one, so that people that went last year, their minds are blown by this year, you know. That's actually my favorite part, is seeing those people that came in the past years.
Anything we lacked on the year before, like, we love when people give us some constructive criticism, because we'll change it. Like,
exactly.
You know, of course we're gonna add that in, you know.
Of course,
But yeah, so there's like the one angle where we keep it small, and then of course we can start raising ticket prices a little bit, and then we can bring in some more elements that way, or we can increase attendance. But at that point, we kind of have to deviate away from our formula. Maybe have to look at a different venue or something like that. But yeah, I just
tackle it
we're
when it comes
really
in.
seeing how it.
I
goes
love
for us.
the micro part of it. That's really, really important to me. I'm going to a lot of these festivals that have a ton of people at it, and I personally just, it's not for
thinking
me.
Like a Coachella.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's a lot, and sometimes it's a money grab.
Burning Man,
Burning Man. It's just a lot,
Burning
a
Man's
lot.
a money grab.
And I think there's also
unfortunately.
micro festivals that maybe are like, people throw
you
it.
need like $6,000 to go to Burning Man. It's like not a joke.
It's not easy. It's not.
We're
it's
also
like
living in the desert for like 20 days.
You have to know what you're doing. You better go.
Really?
And, people should not just like go out there.
No, don't just show up with a bikini top and a wing and a prayer. No,
you're not unless you're Paris Hilton, you can fly your helicopter in. Love her. But yeah, it's just, I love the micro aspect of it. I love that I meet everyone that's at this festival, and so it feels like it really is a personal experience. And it's funny because people will talk about another festival that maybe got bought out by a big person.
Yeah.
And then it blows up, and everyone's like, oh, I remember the first one when there was just 1,000 people.
And when everyone's like so sentimental about
and
the
I just
first one.
thought about it. I'm like, would we ever want like a big guy to come in and then we split it and we go big or something? Like, for me, my answer is no.
Well, my husband, though he doesn't know it yet, is Diplo, and he's from Daytona.
Love.
So possibly I can convince him.
Diplo is the reason I found my brother Angel, and so that's very special to me.
Really?
Yeah. What was that a set? So I met Angel all the way up in Delaware and
my
convinced him to
goodness,
move down here. So he's crazy enough to move down here and
love it
and work with us. And he's like the best. He's our only employee, but it feels like I have like 20 because he does so much. And
that's
he's
amazing.
And he's huge. He's our artist liaison for Ew.
Cool.
His DJ name is Boy.
Okay.
And so he's
BOI.
BOI.
Got it.
And it's really cool because he uplifts the trans community. He's transgender.
God bless
so he's
America.
so his name Boy, you know,
Love
and
that.
He's just really trying to highlight that. And I know how the world is today, and it's just so cool to be a part of his journey.
Thank
I'm
you.
honored to be a part of it, you know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, speaking of honor, I have something special for you.
Oh, okay.
When my grandmother passed away,
Okay.
she left me all of her jewelry.
Okay.
And my mission in life is to meet extraordinary queens in life and to always give someone that has inspired me in life and to always keep the dream alive. And you are an insane, incredible human being. So I would love to give this to you in honor of my grandmother and her passing.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Oh my
Thank
goodness,
you
but
so
her memory
much.
lives on.
What's her
and
name?
Suita, actually, she's from
Wow,
Uruguay.
beautiful.
She was a hot fire artist and an incredible lady.
This is
Didn't like any of her
amazing.
grandchildren except me, and my sister's out there laughing hysterically right now. But I always pick something special, and I knew you were coming on tonight, and I wanted to treat you because you literally provide a space, a safe space, and a happy space, and a space of joy and light to everybody that you touch.
Dude, coming
Both of
from you
yeah.
is just
Oh.
insane. Honestly,
That's awesome.
You
honestly.
are one of my favorite human beings.
I love you
love
so much,
seeing you fly.
Davey.
Go,
I
girl,
love
go.
you. We always like when I say this, like the fear, face everything and rise.
Yes,
like you
baby.
taught me that, and it's like whenever I get scared, I go, "Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yes, you gotta
It's
lean
gonna
into
be
it.
worth it. It's gonna be good." And I have people on my side that I know can inspire me and have my back, and I have theirs. Like we always talk about it, but like ride or dies. You know, it's like. I mean it. Like when my friends are my friends, like I would do anything for them and I would do anything for you. I love you so much.
Love
and
you
what
too,
you
boo.
do for this community, it's like St. Augustine is so known now. You know, everyone's
Yeah.
like St. Augustine, like anywhere we go, where are you from? St.
traffic.
Augustine.
Oh, of course.
But I don't think people realize like the locals here, like we
Yeah.
are a small town still.
Yeah.
We are so small and like the moves.
And so new and so fresh too, and vulnerable. And I love that.
And it's
I don't
hard
want us
being an
to lose
artist
that.
in a
Yeah.
small town. It is.
Yes.
And even though it's a nationwide thing, I'm like, it's hard being an artist in a tourist town.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And so we need this inspiration. We need that circle to just keep going.
Yeah. Amazing. You guys are both so amazing. I'm so honored for this time that we shared
Me
tonight.
too.
So tell everybody where they can get tickets to Ooh. We will all be out there, of course. Yes.
Please.
So give us the
Right,
lowdown.
so we have a website, electricwinterwonderland.com. That's your easiest way. We will be slowly releasing our lineup.
Cool.
Also, something I want to highlight about Ooh and like just music in general. I think a lot of people want to see big names and that's why they go to stuff. But I love being introduced to my new favorite
Me
artist.
too.
I love it. I want to hear new songs.
LPGOB. I mean, the
Oh my
movement
gosh,
of Femme House.
her,
God.
seeing her fly was incredible. 'Cause
Please.
She
we
did
went,
like Taco Bell commercials.
Oh,
now.
we were
my
like,
God.
girl. I mean,
Yes.
she did Taylor Swift remix with Taylor.
Oh,
I'm like,
Cruel
okay.
Summer, incredible.
My girl,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she's so
Oh.
deserving of that. You know, she's
So-
a really good person. She uplifts women. She has Femme House and makes sure that, you know.
One of my favorite of all time, right there.
Yeah,
She's
she
definitely in my
supports
top.
women DJs and producers, and she has free classes. Like, girls, if you want to be a producer, if you want to mix, go and do it.
Yeah.
We need women to be doing these things.
Yes,
please,
yes.
please. So
Check
I
out
love
Shy
it.
Girl too, another one of my favorites.
Okay,
oh my
definitely.
God, yes. I saw her live at Sweat Tour, and literally, don't you love when you find that one artist that it just
Oh,
rocks you through
please.
your core?
Oh,
There's a song
yeah.
called Encore that you have to play on your drive home tonight.
Incredible.
It's-
Send it to me,
Woo,
please.
child,
Love that.
yes.
But yes, we make sure that there's females on our lineup,
Cool.
and they're always incredible. So we got Riva and Bianca based in Philly. They play every year at Ooh. They're
You know
like,
I love a Philly.
we always get Dixon's violin,
Nice,
and we always
good.
get Riva and Bianca. So it's kind of like. So String Cheese Incident, that's Hula's festival. You know, it's
Yeah,
their
yeah,
festival.
yeah.
That's how I feel about Dixon and Riva and Bianca.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really special. So yes, electricwinterwonderland.com. On Instagram, it's Ooh Festival, EWW
Fabulous.
Festival. It's fun. And yeah, if you want to be a part of this journey, like we are so excited to have anyone that is an artist and that really wants to experience some love and light in their life.
And Mikey, tell everybody where, if they want to look at balloon installations, where should they go?
Probably our Instagram is our portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
so that just Hennessy Events on Instagram.
Fabulous.
You can get pretty much everything you need. off of that.
HENNESSY. Some people throw in an extra E, an extra S.
I'll put that in comments. Absolutely.
Motorsports.
Yeah, and our website, HennessyEvents.com.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, we will see everybody out at the Ooh Festival
Woo!
in January. Clay will be there.
Including Davey, or do
I
we
am
get
there.
a-
I am definitely there.
All right,
It's gonna
Davey,
be
how do you
amazing.
feel about something? We are actually going to host a character contest, and we're going to have everyone dress up at whatever character they want.
Not
Just have to-
everyone, just the contestants.
well, whoever wants to do it.
Oh my
Anyone that
God.
goes.
Sign me up.
So,
Yeah.
would you like to be one of the judges?
I would
for-
love
Yeah.
to. That would be freaking amazing.
Let's go. Amazing, amazing.
So good. Clay, we will see you out there at Ooh. Thank you so much, sir.
He pretty much lives at Ooh that week.
Amazing human
Oh, yeah.
being. This is absolutely one of my most favorite interviews that
Oh,
we've done.
love you
Thank
so
you guys for
much.
showing up and showing out. Thank you, Mike, for having Planning and Zoning so we could just be ourselves. We
Thanks,
love you, buddy.
Mike.
Thank you for the platform. This has been an amazing chat. We will see you guys bright and early in the morning. I love you guys. Bye, boo.
Wait, I'm off camera.
Yay.